Welcome, boys and girls, children of all ages, cats, dogs, and mouse or mice. Blazing Takes is here. I'm Rick Blaze. That was a weird intro. And I'm joined by my guy, Siege. Siege, what's going on, man?
Dude, I'm doing good. I'm excited for another day of Blazing Takes. Was sad to miss the one yesterday, but we're back. We're back. Everything's
We
fine.
back, baby. We back. Tango and Cash is back, and we're better than ever. Here we go. So let's start out with our first topic. Um, talking about Sim. Hey, we're talking about Sim World. We're talking about these recruits, and we're talking about the season. The new season is on the horizon. The recruit signings is coming really soon. So really quick, I got a question for you. Would you rather have? You gotta tell me which one and give examples. Would you rather have a team that's completely new to Sim World, brand all new recruits, or would you rather have a team with all returning guys, but none of the guys in the top 25? Would you rather have all brand new guys or the returning guys, but you can't pick those in the top 25?
Ooh, I'm trying to think who's outside the top 25. I mean, outside top 25, looking at guys like KPJs. I think somehow D'Angelo Jordan's outside, and that's a big boost for me because I like him a lot.
Yep. He is outside of 25.
Corey Yams, like guys like that. But on the other hand, so for me, it's not just how good the players are. You also got to take into account that if you're bringing in all new recruits, one like you can build exactly what you want. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can build the team fresh if you're bringing in other guys who were here last year. Whether you want to admit it or not, like what you're bringing in is you're also bringing in egos. You're bringing in guys who already have like a very firm like idea of who they are as a player in SimWorld Prep. And unfortunately, not everyone's willing to kind of mold that to what's needed to be done. So I think I'm gonna go with the new recruits just because for me, if I'm a coach, I've got a way I want to do things, and I want to bring in a team that's gonna fit exactly like I want them to. And
Cool.
I'm thinking like think about it, Rick, because I can go and get like guys like Kai Killens, like he's gonna be an
Yeah.
absolute stud. You got Daniel Irwin, looks really good
Yeah.
recently. Song Chun Ju looks like an absolute god. I mean, like we've got guys who are gonna be top tier players coming in as recruits this year, so I think I'm taking my chances with that one.
Cool. I would go against your team every day of the week. I'm taking the other side of the coin. I want the guys outside of top 25. You know why? I know what I have already in those guys because I've seen them play already. I know who's the best point, who's going to be my best shooter, who's going to be my best rebounder, my best. I don't have to figure that out.
Yeah, but
Figuring out what players do
what if it's not gonna fit in your mold?
what they can and can't do. If you was a role player in the previous team, then I know you can play a role player. Not like I already know and they already know who they are and how they fit and how they play. And I already know. So I like that. And there's a lot more people to choose from outside of top 25 than there are recruits. Valuable.
That's fair enough, but I think
That's fine.
I want to build what I want.
That's that's fine. Go with what you want. I'm just saying I like the guys outside of top 25 from 26 on down. I'm making it happen.
I mean, you still either team could be phenomenal. I think you're right that team probably has. I think it has a higher floor. It has a higher floor
Correct.
for sure, but does it
Correct.
have as high of a ceiling? I think is what I'm thinking.
It may not, but it's gonna be a solid. We rating 1 to 10. That team's gonna be a solid 7 every night, no matter what happens.
All right, Rick. Maybe one of these days we'll do an on air draft and we'll match
That'll
our
be
teams up.
that'll be fly. That'll be fly.
Catch
That'll be
that one.
fly.
Catch that one coming up soon. Catch that one.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of drafts and players and on air, just a few weeks ago we had a big talk. As soon as the off season started, there was a lot of big talk about Kevon Jackson, and it was rumors of him going to yacht club, and then those rumors kind of died down, and so as to talk about Kevon Jackson. Steve, what do you think is going on with the Kevon Jackson situation? And where do you think he should go?
I think it's interesting because, yeah, I mean, Kevon Jackson was the talk of the town for a while. People wanted to know where he was going to go. He was going to be this big game changer for any organization. He was going to go back home to Florida with Yacht Club. And now, I mean, Yacht Club has come out and verbally stated publicly that they're no longer pursuing him. So if I'm Kevon Jackson, I'm sure he had other teams he was talking to, but he's been on kind of his quiet stuff lately. He's not been in the media feed talking about
No,
his plans, nothing like that. Like he's keeping to himself.
I,
I
yeah. And
I could honestly
I tell
see
you what,
I could see him going back to the reigning trays. I don't know if that's crazy, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he's out of there yet.
yeah. Here's my point. Kevon Jackson need to sit his behind down. He never should have talked about leaving Rain trades in the first place,
Yeah,
bro. What are we doing? You're the number two guy on the team. You well, you like number two, number three guy. But now when everybody left, you like the bona fide number two guy on the team. The team already made the race to like. What are we doing? Like, how greener did you think your grass was going to be with these other teams? Like, I don't know, Siege. I forget on my soapbox just a little bit. I think it's time for players to have a look in the mirror at themselves and recognize what they are and what they are not. Because if you don't know, then when you go out here on this and try to holler at these coaches, you quickly find out. You know what I mean? Like, everybody can't be number one. And I'm not saying you can't grow into a number one, but there has to be a certain type of marriage between the coach and the player to make this work. So if you're at a current team and you want to go to another team, and this goes for anybody, not just Kevon Jackson, and you want to go to another team when you be the number one guy, you need to be lockstep with that coach, and that coach need to be lockstep with you before you even make any decision.
Rick, I couldn't agree more with everything you're saying.
Especially as the number one guy. Like, you can't say I want to be number one guy, and the coach is like, well, if he don't say out his mouth, yo, you my number one guy, then you say, well, how, coach, how am I your number one guy? He says, well, we're gonna do this, this, this. If he can't tell you all that, you're not his number one guy. Period.
I mean, that should be obvious, but there's a lot of learning in this process. But Rick, all that aside, and I agree. I couldn't agree more with you. Thank you for saying that because I think a lot of people need to do what we always talk about. Figure out what you're good at, become a
Yeah,
specialist at it. That's how you make it big. That's how you make the league. That's
yeah.
how you have a long NBA career doing stuff like that. But hear me out on this, Rick. Crazy idea. But let's say Coach Pope brings Arthur Lattimore back to Cascadia. What do you say about Kevon Jackson just skipping across the rainy city and going to Cascadia with Arthur Lattimore?
That ain't bad. I think I now that's a really good idea.
I like
Somebody leaked this information to him right now. I think that'd be a better spot for him than where he currently is in Rain Trace. Believe it or not,
I think it would
that's the
because
move.
he still wouldn't be the number one, obviously. And to be honest, I think he plays better without the pressure of having to be the number one. So I
Correct.
think that's good for him. But here's what it would let him do. He is the number one player on the perimeter. He is going to
Correct.
get to be the number one guy with the ball in his hands on the perimeter every
Correct.
time. And so
Correct.
what that's going to allow him to do is have a little bit more control over the flow of the offense. So if that's kind of what he's looking for by leaving to not be in Jaffet's shadow, I think he's still going to be in Lattimore's shadow. Lattimore is the guy, but he's going to get his own he's going to be
Right.
the star guard, and I think that's
Right.
really good for all parties involved.
I agree. Kevon Jackson, if you're listening, you're welcome.
We got you.
So, uh, we gotta get our pick and roll segment. We gotta end with our pick and roll. Did you happen to catch the pick and roll segment from yesterday with Yels?
I did. I did.
Yeah, I had to come out with that doozy just for him, man. I said, let me make sure. I said, I wouldn't put my man Siege in that pickle like that. I wouldn't put him in that bind. Well, maybe I would. But
Yeah.
when I knew Yell was coming on the show, I said, I gotta get him something
I mean,
that
he's
day.
only here once. You got to show him the true pick and roll. You got to
Right.
give him
You gotta hit him with the hard pick and roll. So
make him
ladies,
cold, bro.
absolutely, ladies and gentlemen, this is our pick and roll segment. This is where I choose a topic. I pick a topic of any kind, and my man Siege rolls with it. He has to roll with it. And no, he has not heard what the topic is before I ask. And by the way, this portion of our show has been brought to you by Renzo Bryan and his
Renzo
friends.
Bryant.
Thank you, Renzo, for all you do. He gave us the title of pick and roll. So we're gonna roll with this, and we're gonna give Renzo his credit a few more days because he's earned it. Here we go. Pick and roll topic. If you were an outdoor uh, insect, which one would you choose to be and why?
An insect?
An outdoor insect.
Fuck. Oh, I gotta. I'll cut that. I'll cut that. If I had to be an outdoor insect,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like the least smackable one, bro. I'm
I hate
trying to
them
think.
all personally.
I'm trying to think like what like that's what I'm saying. Like what gives me the highest chance of not getting
Your
smacked?
high survival rate. Which one will give you the highest survival rate?
Yeah, and I honestly don't know. So I'm just gonna go what I think would be the most fun, bro. I'm gonna be a carpenter bee. Those little fat bees, the ones who don't actually sting anyone, they just eat through wood. Like
You know ones. Are those the ones you walking on? You, they make a crunching sound when you step on
yeah, bro, the like big
them.
fat bees. Like,
I thought you were gonna say a spider.
no, bro, I hate spiders. I can't do spiders.
But I think they live. This is my opinion. I don't know any of this to be fact. I feel like they live longer because they can just hide out everywhere.
I mean, that's
Do they
true.
do
That's
they
true.
web trap their food? You know what I'm saying? They can trap their food. They ain't even gotta be there. They come back for dinner time. They already got some cow.
That's
I
true.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know the world of spiders like that. I'm just saying.
We're,
Anyway, all right.
we're just
That's when you know it's
outsiders.
time.
We're outsiders to the insect world. It's fine.
Yeah, that's why you know. That's when you know it's time to wrap up the show. We start talking about stuff like that. All right, here we go. That'll be our show for today. We'll check you guys on tomorrow. Make sure you cuss and discuss in the chat. We're talking about these new recruits versus 20 26 on down returning recruits. I think that's a good thing. Give me your. Not only do you tell me which one you're gonna pick, give me which file you choosing on the side that you're taking. Which holler at you boys on tomorrow.